One of the biggest sporting contests of the weekend. Two clubs rich in history in their own right, rich in history as well as opponents. The final from 2001 still fresh in the minds of many. Short, stabbing kick-off from Leicester, and Stade immediately into the game. To Parise, Slimani again. Shut down at source, but they're moving the ball with great freedom, Stade, in these early exchanges. Pyle brought to ground by Tuolangi. So good last week against Gloucester in tandem with Beetham. Parise, Slimani, the intercept. Beetham needs some support. Gonover's there. Tigers now approaching the 22. Different complexion on things. Thacker releasing Burns. And wicked bounce. A really wicked bounce to have to cope with for Jibril Kamara. Taken quickly, and Manu Tuolangi crosses. Under the sticks. Stade caught napping. Manu. Who else?
Burns put into the kick, but look at the wicked bounce that it gets. And not only does it get a bad bounce, but it gives the ball back. He must never let the players take the ball. He puts his arms up there and allows Leicester to take the quick one.
Well, the only way you can mitigate for Kamara is that he may have thought that the ball was out and it was a Stade throw.
Finals in the European Cup. Here's Jonathan Danty slipping through the tackle of Freddie Burns. Setting up nice field position, and Leicester this time penalised for not rolling away.
Tackle away, please, 12.
Yeah, again, something that Nigel is very hot about, particularly early on in the game. It just sets the tone for the breakdown.
Oof. In off.
Well, I was watching Stade kick in the warm-up. He's only been 69% so far this season, not the best kicking average, and he missed every single kick in the warm-up. He didn't get one. I can't think that is overly good for your confidence.
Away it comes. And Dumaru is on the ball, bustling his way over beyond the 10-metre line. O'Connor is in there, snaffling possession, but illegally, says Nigel Owens.
Missed timing, Ruck had just beaten you.
Well, the post is not helping him this time. Very much the opposite. Burns has given that a really big thump. That's a huge kick from Burns.
You know, that is a great clearance kick from Freddie Burns, but that is a poor miss for a player like Stade's ability. You know, Stade Francais can ill afford to be throwing away the opportunities that they've got.
It's a ruck.
Yeah, players calling for the maul. Nigel Owens very much calling a ruck, and this is McCaffrey. There goes Beetham. Tate bursting back infield. Good surge from Matt Tate, restored to fullback this week. Thacker. Burns, flat ball for Ayertso, is levelled by Ross. But the offside line was strayed upon. And a chance of points here for the Leicester Tigers.
Nothing wrong with that hit.
Midfield.
Midfield.
Well, where Stain misses, Burns scores. And the Tigers with a 7-point buffer now. That's a little bit more like it for Morné Stain. Back within touching distance. Bonfils finds Pyle. Kafir just trying to buy an extra few metres or two. Just to give Dupuy a better angle, perhaps. That hasn't found touch. It's found Gonover, who loves these one-on-one situations, and he's dancing past Bonfils, and he's heading for the try line. Quick ball, Thacker, Burns, Cole. Men streaming to the right, Burns heads to the left. Barrow now.
Release!
Stag looking to snaffle it, but it's there again for Youngs. Kitchener can't hold on to it. And the momentum just seems to have stalled.
Well, they've recovered really well, Stade there, pushed Leicester back to the 22.
Beetham, Gonover! Ducks back infield and heads towards the posts. Tigers have their second. The flat cut-out pass, and Nicky Gonover Well, he was always going to finish from there.
Well, I have to say, Stade Francais have only got themselves to blame. It started with that man Gonova from the Dupuis box kick. Didn't feel like Julien Dupuis, for a man of his experience, got anywhere near enough blockers on the far side. And the ball in this breeze is going to hang up in the air. And they just got their defence all wrong there. Too many players stepped in and just left Gonova wide open on the outside.
Easy for Burns. Leicester 17, Stade 6. It just seemed to be lacking in that degree of telepathy.
And that's a classic Nigel Owens. You know, that wasn't straight by any means, but as there was no Leicester...
Intercept. Burns is away. Try number 3. And the Champions Cup semi-finals hoving into view.
Just compounding their problems. Look at Stein. Austin said he was on a training run. He may well find he's on a training run for the rest of the season if he plays any more like that.
That's a prime example of reading the play that you've seen so many times, either on the video or in the warm-up.
They want to get another try on the board before they'll start to think this game is truly won, but with Northampton next weekend...
So it's a loose ball which Stade are looking to pounce on here, and McCaffrey's got to be careful. Drops on it with Dumaru bearing down on him. Now has he clung onto that for a fraction too long? Has the ball been stolen? It has. Stade have it, and here they come, and the intercept from Gonova, who sets off in the other direction, but the penalty is awarded.
Even though it's early days in this second half, Stade have got to come away. That looks a good dominant scrum.
Parise picks up, releases Dupuis. Julien Dupuis against his former club, putting Stade back in the picture, giving them some kind of hope after a pretty shambolic opening 40 minutes.
But doesn't, he just delays the pass, which holds the defence. Everyone had gone through on lack of fear, thinking he would get the pass from Parise, and it just puts a nice little deep one-handed offload to Julien Dupuis, who gets over.
And 2 more added by Mornay Stain, so 11 points the difference now. And Dupuis enjoying himself on his old stamping ground.
Yeah, the hole opened up. It's a really subtle offload from Parise, but it just held the defence for long enough.
Stain puts up the high ball, but it's too long. Miles too long, really, and Tate's got plenty of options. And he's taking the first and most direct of them. Good burst from the fullback. Youngs to the short side. Gonova, nobody home! A second of the game for Nicky Gonova, and surely now the Tigers headed for the last 4.
It came from a mistake from Stein. You cannot kick that deep and allow missed tackles. That man Tate running onto it. You know, and then look at that. Parise just hasn't held his width on that far side. It's tucked in close to the ruck, and Gonova just opens his legs.
That's a superb conversion from Freddie Burns. 16 points to his gun, and Leicester taking firm control again once more thanks to this man, pinning his ears back. Closing in. Dupuis once more. Stein. Blocked.
Can't even get that bit right. Poor old Stein. He gets...
Accidental.
He's coming on to the ball. And unfortunately for him, just gets
an accident. Scrum.
blocked before he gets over the line.
Not to be.
On back, play on, gone back.
Now, look at the footwork. The offloading game is in good order too. O'Connor into the 22. Barnstorming run from O'Connor. Youngs searching for the holes. Quick hands from Majerta. Williams beat them. Got him again. In they go. Mike Fitzgerald the one. It has to be the one that leads them into the semi-finals.
Takes the one that starts it off, gets away. This man Vianu's been dangerous all season. Look at that lovely one-handed offload and the strength from O'Connor to slip out of the tackle. As Austin said, they're starting to fatigue. Look at this, soft hands from the prop. Beautiful, out the back door. Again, Beetham, who's been outstanding all day, throws a lovely long pass, and Gonover, rather unselfishly, gives it to Fitzgerald. Beautiful try.
Well, you want to see a team try, that's what it looks like. Receiving the ball, you're 15, makes a nice break, gets it to his winger, he offloads to one of the back row in a great supporting line. Good strength, quick recycle, a bit of indecision, and then a prop turns what wouldn't have been a try into 5 points. Great team try all round.
And again, heat at scrum time for the Tigers, but they've done enough. And this is Bayanu, busting through. 2 to beat. Good tackle made by Sanzel.
Open play, nothing formed.
Not the kindest of passes. Tate having to clear up. Kept alive. Owen Williams. Youngs.
Okay, no, it's okay. Hands are up, ball off the ground, play.
A bit of indecision.
Away, Pink!
And a big
Move away.
hit coming in from Dumaru, who's then challenging for the ball. Barrow. Albert's in the thick of it. Williams. Beetham. Lovely outside break and dummy too. Tate on his shoulder. Peter Beetham showing some lovely touches in recent weeks. And the Tigers come again. Driven on this time by Bateman. To the short side they go. Tate back into the traffic.
No hands, Rock!
Stade once again at full stretch. And Vayanu skipping free. Tamusa Vayanu! The cherry on the cake.
With this break that he made, he set up the whole attack with the right-handed fend on Julian Dupuis. And then when the ball goes over the top, well, first of all, Beetham showing a lot of skill. He's been outstanding. Him and Tate combining nicely. When the ball comes out wide, Williams throws it in. Look at that one-handed draw in. Shows on the outside, step round the corner, and beautiful skill, Austin. So, probably one last attack. Kitchener outstanding, towering again. Is it Leicester that'll finish? Oh no, they've been turned over. There we go.
Alberts carrying the fight into the Leicester defence. Plisson for Danty. Williams is there to make the tackle. Hello, Emile. Last knockings. And 1 or 2 lone Stade Francais flags being brandished, fluttering in the breeze, but with no gusto, with no relish, and with no confidence at all.
Blow it out, blow it out.
The Tigers flying. Plenty of near misses since their most recent trip to the last 4 back in 2009, but they are once again European semi-finalists, marching into the Champions Cup semi-finals with an authority that does suggest the glory days might not be too far